Hello, beloved ones and saints. How you doing? I hope that you are having a blessed. The video that I made earlier was in daytime. Now it's evening time. Yeah. So I just want to do my experience with COVID-19 Part 2, the coronavirus, known as this. The thing that is in my heart is not to instill fear, but to just make aware. I understand there are different types of people. There are people who catch it, don't get the symptoms, and they're fine. That test positive, and they just what do they call it? Asymptomatic people, and then you have B-symptomatic, which is um, B or B-symptomatic, which is what I think I am. Then you have C, and then you have D and E, whatever, one, two, three, four. Um, the B, long haulers who don't get too much of a flu or sick, who don't get too much, not really that much of a problem, as far as it's just a really that more of a flu than an actual flu through the symptoms. And then you got other people where they need ventilators and everything else. And I think B, C, and D. I'm not a medical profession, but I think they go through. Well, C and I think uh, C goes through the same symptoms as B, but they have more symptoms, and D goes through the same symptoms as D and B, but they have more symptoms. Um, I do remember like asymptomatic. I know they just sneeze and they have a shortness of breath for a couple of days, and then they're good to go. I mean, they're 2 days, they're gone, and maybe asymptomatics, they just might get a little bit of headache or a migraine, and then that's it. That's less than a flu to them, or have no symptoms at all whatsoever. I know through the 2 weeks you don't have any symptoms, and like I'm saying to make aware, I'm not one to instill fear. Your perfect love cast out fear. So it's not about fear. It's just about making aware. 88% of the people who catch it, whether B, C, or D, even end up recovering anyways. So there's more that they know about the disease, now, which is an awesome thing. So like I said, um, with my experience, you know, you can catch some. There's other symptoms that I had that I forgot to talk about in the first video, and um, I remember having a loss of smell and taste, and that only lasted 1 week. Um, when I ate, I mostly just ate top ramen because I couldn't taste any food, and I think after about a week, I tasted the top ramen and I was like, "Ugh, this is gross." So I lost. How do I know I lost my sense of smell? Is because I sprayed some cologne and couldn't smell the cologne, and of course going to the bathroom, I realized I couldn't do it. I want to get into that. Now I didn't have diarrhea, so I don't know what the TP hysteria was last year, or what was the thing. I was normal in that. That's the one thing that I was normal in that area. The awesome thing that was a blessing when you're in quarantine is that the nurses come up and check up on you once a week. They checked up on me every Friday. So the last time the nurse that was Friday, what was that? The 5th, I believe, was the last time I was checked up on. The thing is, also the nurses, they take um, a, a they go to the grocery store for you and they leave it at your door. They knock, of course, and then when you open your door, they're gone. Um, so that's the thing. You get when you're in quarantine, you get the free food, and then you also get your bills paid for a month. month or two, depending on, I think if you're a long hauler or not a long hauler. Um, that was that's a good thing. Um, and so that really helps out when of course when you're in quarantine and you're not working. But I also want to say it affects everybody differently. They don't know why it does. Um, One friend that I have, he right now is still in the hospital. We're believing and praying that he'll get out of the hospital. Another friend that I have, they say that you can carry it for 2 weeks, whether you're A, B, C, or D, and pass on the symptoms to somebody else, even that you're not showing any symptoms. Yeah, I don't know. That's just something that the nurse was talking to me about. Um, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a medical doctor or anything like that. So I don't know. That's the thing. But I guess maybe it's real because within the 2 weeks that I wasn't showing symptoms, I passed it on to another friend, and uh, he only had it. He only had he only had his symptoms lasted only 4 days. So I don't know. My symptoms lasted, I believe, 10 days. So the 4 days before the nurse came and checked up on my temperature, I was totally fine. Um, I know that one point my breathing level was 82. Uh, I believe that my breathing level right now is probably still in the 80s, or it it was 10. I don't remember what it was because of the brain clot. It was 70 or 80. I think our normal is supposed to be 9. I don't know. If it's 90, 80, I don't know. Who knows? If somebody knows it, can you tell me? But it was 10 numbers down from what a normal breathing healthy 40 year old person, 40 to 50-year old person is supposed to be, who's healthy, even healthy and active and exercising. um the so I remember feeling dehydrated but difficult to keep. I didn't want to, especially, I didn't want to keep water down. That lasted for a couple of days. Um, I don't know why. Uh, and I had a loss of I had a loss of appetite, but that only lasted for like 2 days, and that was the time that I was sleeping. So I wasn't eating much, wasn't doing much, wasn't even watching TV. I just, that's when I stayed in bed for 2 days. Um, if you have no loss of appetite, and you're tired, and the thing. Now, after after the 10 days, now I go through where it's actually hard to sleep. So when the nurse comes in Friday, I'm going to let her know. Also pray for me about that too. Um, if anybody knows anything um, right now, knows anything to help you when it's hard to go to sleep. I can't. It's not that I'm feared, not that I'm feared to die, because my symptoms from this week in February was different than January. I can feel, my body recovering. I can feel myself getting better. Um, uh, so I know that, and of course they're telling me I'm getting better, and I know in Jesus' name that I'm getting better. But, anyways, I just wanted to give part two. About what my experience was, you know just being quarantined. My experience was with COVID-19, and I just everybody's different. They don't know why. Uh, you know, I Peace Group Health. I thank you for coming up and checking up on me and delivering me food. and they gave me the food that I needed, and that's why I ate broccoli, because they gave me broccoli, and I guess they knew that I was going to not have a sense of taste, so they gave me, some top ramen and garlic, onions, and the garlic was a good thing. So, but anyways, I mean, I still now that I'm off quarantine, I go to the store and I buy what I want, except for I'm still right now. Well, maybe again next week I'll try to see if I can have some milk, even just a little glass of milk, see, or if that's good. If I use protein, I'm using protein that's non-dairy protein, and I'm also taking, drinking Bang, which has creatine in it to supplement the to resupplement the creatine that I lost in the last um, almost month being quarantined. So that's one of the things to rebuild. Try to exercise. They gave me this diagram to breathe. I walk outside. Even I walk outside for 5-10 minutes, and I just breathe in and out, breathe in and out, and then I come back inside. So, but I haven't felt like it's that I can't breathe. Um, I don't want to say that it's been difficult to breathe. I've been fatigued and out of breath, but I mean, just if I'm sitting down, of course, for an hour, 2, 3 hours watching a movie, I don't get out of breath. Obviously, I get up and cook, I don't get out of breath. I go to the bathroom, I don't get out of breath. But anyways, you know, just continue to pray for me, and send me your blessings, and let's not be scared of this. Um, this, you got an 88, you know, percent chance of recovering, so that's why I'm like, there is no reason for a lockdown. Um, the longer, things are getting better, because the more we know about this, the more we would understand this. You know, um, that's what I'm saying. As far as anybody's opinion about other things, political, whatever, I still believe what I've believed in last year, 2 months ago, before I had this. It didn't change this hasn't changed my belief system too much, other than to keep pressing in and to keep going in Jesus' name. So, saints and beloved ones, have a blessed night, and I just wanted to make part two, just for what I forgot in part one. So, blessings out there, you guys.